Everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Billionaire. Today we are talking about trading strategies for cryptocurrency. So welcome. It's going to be a great night. How to 100x without losing money plus free money. Join Bitcoin Billionaire. All right, so I wanted to make this show tonight about the trading strategy because so many times people are coming on my channel and they have a question. Oh, can you think this is a good, or do you think it's going to go up or down? And I really believe that that is a short-term thinking. And I want to talk about strategy tonight, which is really important if you're a serious investor and you want to be successful, because I think it's the most overlooked teaching on the internet about cryptocurrency. So I've got a presentation for you tonight. And it's trading strategy for cryptocurrency. Okay, so welcome everybody. Very excited to be here with you guys. And so let's get started into that because it's so important. And by the way, I want to remind you that if you're not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so because we are giving away $60 coming this Thursday. Please subscribe if you want to participate in that. People really do need money right now, and I've made it a purpose of my channel every week to give money. So welcome back. Welcome Dave. Welcome everybody. So that being said, make sure you push the notification as well to make sure that you do get it, right? And let's get started. So I want to talk about strategy. What is a strategy? Because I think when you're too obsessed with, what is the price, right? And a lot of times that's what I see. Is the price going up or is the price going down? And I don't think that's the right mindset of how I became wealthy. Instead, you want to look at the strategy of trading, which very few people talk about. And a strategy is really a long-term, not a short-term, but a long-term plan, what to do to achieve a certain goal, okay? Instead of being obsessed with the price prediction, which a lot of people on my Telegram group, and if you're not on my Telegram group, make sure you do join. Okay, and I'll put the link in the comment so that you can join me, okay? Here you go right now. So just in case you're not on the Telegram group, here's the link. But again, it's a long term. So the key here is like, where are you trying to get at, right? And let me explain a little bit what I mean when I say long term. So let's pull that up. This is not the long term. This is the 1 hour. I'll come back to that after. So let's take that out. I'll come back to this after. But if we go to the 3 days, right, we can see that patterns do build up. Breathing in, right? Let me just change this. Patterns do build up. You breathe in and you breathe out. This is how markets work. Breathe in and breathe out. And a lot of times when we are on a correction like we're experiencing right here, a lot of time people say, well, what do you think the price is going to go? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? And I don't think that's strategy. I think that's just, you're just trying to trade on the short term. And if that's what you want to do, that's great. But this is not really what I teach people. I teach people to find fundamental value in a crypto and then buy it and hold it, okay? So because you're going to have corrections along the way in the parabolic curve, which is what we are in right now. But in order to understand as well, one of the things that I want to explain is the difference between, hold on, change that. I want to show you something that is very important, and that is the bullish market, okay? Right here, to understand kind of where we are, and how to invest in it. So you can see kind of, we go back a little bit, that the smart money really gets down here. People invest, like the best time to invest in any crypto is in the green zone, right here, okay? And so now as we go closer to this red zone here, there's more risk. So as we go up, right, then there's a correction. Now we're going up and there's another correction. So strategy would be like, okay, I buy here and I sell in this zone. Of course, the bull market is not finished yet because we're usually, if it's going to finish, you will see that it will probably finish, right? At, if you look back at the last one, right? If you look back at the last one, we did go all the way up, okay? Now, if you look at the 1 week, you will see and go back that we did go all the way into this pinkish reddish part here. So strategy means that you're not just focused, you're not obsessed with the corrections along the way, but you understand that you have a long-term thinking, that you have a target that you're trying to get to. That's all it means, right? Okay. So that being said, let's go back to that plan. We'll come back to some other graphs after, but that is one of the major points, the tactic versus strategy. Okay. Because a tactic is different. A tactic, in which is when you're asking the question, hey, Mike, what do you think the price is going to go to? You're really looking for tactics. But I see a lot of people losing money because they have no strategy. And by strategy, I mean that ability to think long term. Now, in my philosophy, if you want to be successful as a crypto investor, instead of just a trader, you have to think long term. Where is the price going long term? And that's a lot easier to predict than where is it going to go in the next hour. Well, you probably can predict that too, or the next few hours, especially when you're not quite sure. Because there's times in a movement, and we'll look back at that after, there are times when we're not quite sure what's going to go up or down. That's why we look for charts. We try to identify patterns and charts, but those are not really strategy. Those are all considered tactics. Okay, and we'll explain what tactic is, but that's all that it is. So, yeah, welcome guys. Right. So let's look at strategy. Okay, when we're talking first of all about tactics, right? This is what a lot of people will talk about price prediction. So let's just read this. When talking about the near future, people often use the word tactics. So this is where I think a lot of traders are trying to find tactics, but they don't have strategy. And here's what I believe about that. Okay. What are examples of strategy? First of all, one of them would be to buy and hold for 10 years. Okay, that would be a strategy. Okay, definitely a lot of people do that. Another kind of strategy, buy and hold until you reach a target. That's a strategy. You have a price point and you believe that it's going to reach that point. Okay, that's a strategy. Now, I'm not talking short-term target. I'm talking about long-term target here when I say target here. The other one is buy and hold the end of the bull cycle. And what that means is going back to this chart here, we can see, right? So we buy in here, okay? We buy at the bottom here, and then we sell at the top. So at the end of the bull cycle before it crash. And that's going to happen eventually, right? We're going to eventually reach the top. Right now, forget all these lines here. Right now, where we are is right here. We're just bouncing back. But there's a limit to this bull market. And the higher we go, the truth of the matter is that we're experiencing the higher risk, yeah? Okay, so let's go back to this ideal of buying for the long term as a strategy, okay? Smart money are just people who are buying early on. New money is people that they see all the momentum. And that's an important point. I don't know how many of you here are new money, like you just got started with crypto. And these people, new money gets very scared when there's a correction. Smart money is people who bought the crypto market in the green zone that I just showed you. And these are experienced crypto investors. So for them, 25% correction after they've already 10x is like nothing. It's not a big deal. They just, whatever, right? They just hold it because they're not very concerned. But if you bought your crypto at the top, let's say at 58,000, and now it's down at 43,000, how are you feeling? You're probably not feeling very well because you lost a lot of money. So that's the new money. The smart money got in at the very low price. They don't have a lot of risk. The new money getting in at the top, not understanding how corrections work, that is people who don't, that's why they're asking, where do you think the price is going? They're not looking at where is the price going long term. That's the question we should be really thinking of first, right? If that makes sense to you. Yeah, well, that's right. So a 5-year-old would definitely be strategy, okay? Where is the price going the next hour? That's a tactic, okay? And I'll explain where you use tactic and where should you use strategy. Now, I would say that holding for 5 years, you cannot lose no matter what price you buy this year, okay? Where do you think the Bitcoin's going to be 5 years from now, right? So examples of tactics are price predictions. That's what you're trying to do. But there is a place for tactics, because if you want to maximize your return, you can use tactics to be able to predict the price in the short term. But you should not lose sight or focus on your long-term strategy. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to work for you. Technical analysis is a tactic. Stop loss is a tactic. Leverage can be a tactic. I don't think that's a strategy. And but here's the point. There's a big difference here, guys, from a price prediction versus strategy. And this is where I see, like in my own group, you know, people always asking, what's the price? What's the price? And I don't know, maybe the YouTube community as well. There seems to me that a lot of people are obsessed with price prediction. And I would start, there's nothing wrong with the price prediction in the short term. But see, like even now you're asking, is it going to like correct more? Like, but I don't think like that. I think, where's the price going to be by the end of the year? What's my goal, right? Like when I coach people to set and achieve their goals, do you have a goal? Like if you don't have a goal and you're just trading, you have no strategy. You can't have a strategy if you don't have a goal. That's the point. So I don't care, you know, who you are. The person with a goal will always do better than the person without a goal. Goals give you a sense of focus about where you're trying to get at. And also you can visualize that goal, you know, like every day you should know that I sit down, I close my eyes, and I imagine myself achieving the goals that I have set as a Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins that I've invested in. How many of you do that? Do you ever sit down and visualize the price target that you're trying to get to and focus on that price? Because if you don't focus on the long-term price target, you're reacting to the short-term movement of Bitcoin, which you're going to have a lot of correction as we're in a parabolic curve here, right? Okay, let's continue, guys. So price prediction, okay? Price prediction without a strategy is useless. So I want you to really understand what the difference is between like asking me where do I think the price is going to go, and your strategy needs to be in place. Because when I model billionaires around the world, one of the things that I've noticed is billionaires are all strategists. They're not traders with just looking at the price prediction. They don't think like that. Billionaires are always trying to think two thoughts. Number one, what is the best case scenario? And that's really where they're trying to get at. Like if they're investing in Bitcoin, they're not thinking, where's the price moving right now? That's not the first thought, at least, because that's a tactic. Instead, billionaires are thinking, where's the price moving in the next 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year? Okay, that they're thinking long term, maybe 6 months or 3 months. They may chunk that down, but they're really looking at what is the best case scenario as they go into that investment. Okay, that's the first point. They are thinking about the best case scenario. But here's the caveat to the best case. A lot of people, that's what they do. They're too optimistic. Oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna be 200,000, but billionaires don't think that way. Billionaires also are looking at what is the worst case scenario. Okay, what is the worst case scenario? And that question is critical, because if you're looking at the price movement and you're too optimistic, it's going to go up, and you never look at the possibility of going down, then you're not looking at the worst case scenario of the Bitcoin movement or the altcoin movement going on a downward cycle. And billionaires don't think that way. They will always ask that question, what is the worst case compared to the best case? And if the best case has a very high potential with a big reward, then they will look at what is the worst case. And the third question, you want to get that right. The third question, and I see a lot of people who are brand new who are not asking that question at all, and that is the biggest mistake. The third question is, can I handle the worst case scenario? Can I handle it? I'll give you an example where I see people who are traders and not strategists who over leverage, and they will 10x, and all they need is a 10% going down and they're liquidated. Billionaires would never think like that. That's not strategy. That's just stupidity, okay? Stupidity is that you over leverage yourself. And by the way, I'm not the only one saying that, okay? If you're going to look at the top billionaires, they would never 10x, okay? It's just not smart. And so what I'm talking about is like, if I'm going to 10x, let's say that I did, right? How would I do it? Well, I would say, what's the worst case? And the worst case is that it goes down 10% and I'm liquidated. So can I handle that, losing all my money at that moment? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to leverage myself because I'm a strategist. And as a strategist, the purpose of this website, of this YouTube channel, is to help you 100x without losing money. That's part of the strategy, to compound your money over and over and over again, never stopping, right? As we talked about last time, like how to turn $1,000 into $1 million. How do you do that? You have to use the law of compounding, yeah? So for me personally, as I looked at many different billionaires, that is the 3 questions they all had in common. If you're going to look at all the billionaires in the world, how many of there? 1,700 billionaires or so in the world right now, what they all have in common, if they stay billionaires, they always cover their worst case. They can always handle the worst case. And this is the way I think is really missing that psychology part, which I would consider 80%, because if you're investing and you're not considered the worst case and you cannot handle that worst case, then you're probably not going to be a successful millionaire, multimillionaire, or wherever you're trying to get at, okay? So let's look at an example right now. Like I got this question right now on the Telegram group about Ethereum, okay? Let's look at Ethereum. Somebody's asked, is Ethereum still a good price, right? Let's look at that. Okay. By the way, I'm very careful not to Kraken. What is that? This is not even right. Okay, Binance would be good. Okay, but you want to make sure that you have the right trading, because when I look at this, it's like some of them is like, who the hell are they? So let's look at Coinbase. Very good pricing. Let's get rid of this. Okay. So this is what's going on right now. Let's look at the 1 hour, because you're not trading on the 1 week. This is 1 week. So you want to look at the 1 hour, right? And we see it's going up. So here's what you're looking at, right? Like if you're looking at what's the best case, what is the best case scenario? You're looking at that question first. Does that make sense? Okay. What is the best case scenario? Well, the best case scenario is it goes all the way up and it passes the 2,000. Okay, that's the best case, right? And of course, many people are making the price prediction. But in fact, how many of you think Ethereum will definitely pass the 2,000 within the next several months? See, that's long-term thinking. I'm not going to get in just to get back at the all-time high. I want to know, like, what's the most amount of money I can make? What is the best case? Now, the worst case would be when we look at this ideal that, oh, what if it goes like this and then it goes down? What is the worst case? What if it goes further than what it was? What if it goes to, I don't know, like 1,000, right? That could be very bad if it goes all the way down. Okay? So I think what you have to look at here is there's no guarantee that it won't happen. So we look at the probability of it and how can I handle that? That's where tactics come in. That's where you're looking at stop loss. That's when you're looking at an exit strategy to protect the gains that you made. Now, if you follow me, I want to talk about something. If you follow me on Telegram, I told you guys to invest in this when it was 1,300. Yes? How many of you are on my Telegram group? And I told you I bought it. I bought mine at 1,300. So now it's all the way up. How much are we up now, right? So Actually, it's more than that. It's about 16, 17%. Okay, so if you're buying here, you have more risk than the guy who bought here. You get what I'm saying? So what you have to think of is if you buy now, what's the worst case? It goes down, right? That is your worst case. Yes, we all agree on that. If you buy now, like, and it goes down, what are you going to do? What is your strategy for handling the worst case? Is it a stop loss? Is it you're just going to hold it because you know that actually what's going to happen is that it's just going to keep going up. And even if it goes down now, it will correct and go back up. So it doesn't matter. You can handle that. You see what I'm saying? So that strategy means like, here's what I'm trying to get at. Hey, if it goes down, I can hold it. I can stomach it and just wait until it gets back there. It doesn't matter, right? But when you're constantly thinking, what's the price? What's the price? And you're too obsessed with the price, you're really in fear. That's what you are, because you're not able to hold it until you reach your target. That's why you're overly concerned with price. So in my strategy, I buy it here, and I did buy it there because it was good value. And now I'm all the way up, right? And if it drops now, I can sell it. I can put a stop loss, which I don't. I just monitor it instead, because stop loss can get kicked in and then it goes back up. So I'm very careful about that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, my worst case right now is that it goes down and I just sell it, right? My best case, I just keep going up, right? So you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not looking at, guys, you're not just looking at the part where where's the price going? Because if that's your strategy, it's not it's not good at all. It's not good at all. And AJ agrees with me. Okay, great. So the point that I want you to look at is there's a big difference here between price and price prediction without a strategy is useless. Yeah. Okay. So as I said, there are many different kind of like strategy. Now, some people, their strategy is they sell as the price goes up, and you'll hear that a lot. A lot of YouTubers will say, take some profits. How many of you heard that before, right? Take some profits. And I think that's just not my strategy personally. So let's talk about that, okay? If you don't take profits, right? The reason they say to take profits, let's go back to Bitcoin because it's a little bit easier. And let's get rid of that. The reason they take profits, because what they're saying is they don't know when it's going to go down. They don't know when the price is going to go down or if it's the end of the bull cycle. So let's go on to 1 day, just so it makes more sense here. So what they will do is they will say, okay, the price is going up, right? Oh, wow, we just made a new one. Okay, take some profits, guys, because we don't know it's going to go down, right? And then it goes down. I'll see. I told you to take like profit. So, but there's another way to do it, okay? And the other way is you have to understand the cycle of corrections. Breathing in, breathing out. Like a lot of people watch my channel and they said, how did you know? Because I said when the price was here that there would be a strong correction. Actually, I kind of predicted about here. And then it kept going up. And this guy said, oh my God, I just sold because of you. And he was a bit angry because, it kept going up a bit. And then it crashed and now it's up to here. And then people later said, how did you know? Well, that's part of being a strategist, is that you're looking at the overall long term of how the price movement goes, you see, and it's going to keep doing that. So I don't agree with just taking profits. Instead, there's another way that I would do it. And as the price goes, like if you buy here and you're going all the way up here, then you have to know when a correction is like coming. If you're here and you don't know, it's because you don't understand. You're not an expert in trading yet, which means because when you go here, you want to look at your chart more often. Why? Because there's blue lines here. And it kind of gives you an idea. If you look at, guys, if you look at tools that we have, let's take one of my favorite, which would be this one. And it kind of lets you know on the 4 hour, on the day, it won't show you. But on a 4 hour, it kind of shows you when corrections are like coming. And what happens is that this ribbon here will start to close off. And that's an example that a correction is like coming. So you want to monitor as it gets close to a correction stage. you want to monitor it more often, because you can view the graph on a daily, a full hour, or a 1 hour. So what I'm saying is that the more you get close to the top, as a strategy, you want to monitor it every hour here, right? Or put some like alarms. If you can't do that, then you should not be trying to make money from the dips. You should just hold it and that's it. But I'm telling you what I'm doing. Instead of selling all that I have, I'm just looking at when is it going to go down, and I sell before it goes down. Then I try to find the bottom, which is very hard, but I have ways of doing that. And I'm looking at the price value, like that what is a valuable, what's going on. And then like here, right, I see it's a great value, okay? So, and then I will do the same thing, right? So now we can see, right, it's great value here. And so if you don't understand the value of the coin, the problem is that you don't know when to buy it. And as I said yesterday in the Telegram group, that actually, it was great value. Ethereum was great value, right? As it was reaching 1,300. I'm not sure you caught that yesterday. So if you don't understand that Ethereum is great value at 1,300, that's one of the reasons you want to subscribe to our channel and follow us, yeah? Okay. So anyway, guys, there's not like, I'm not going to give you a lot of tactics because many of you want to learn tactics. And I just think that, man, you have to look at strategy before you look at tactics so that you're not scared, if that makes sense to you, right? So you got to learn, if you're going to use the strategy that I'm saying, like you look at the big picture first as a strategy, and then you're going to sell on top, right? So just to make sense. Right here, as you can see, sell on the top, right? And buy at the bottom. Sell at the top, buy at the bottom. Okay, you're going to do like that. But it does require effort. As a strategy of doing that, you do need to monitor that and you do need tools, because the tools is tactics. Strategy doesn't matter. Price going up, who cares? You know? So, yeah. Any questions about that, guys? We're not giving BTC today. Come back Thursday. Okay. Yeah, but again, guys, like you're asking questions. I want you to think about that. I can give you my opinion, but you're asking questions on altcoin. And my question to you is, have you listened to what I just taught you? What is your goal? Like before you think, what is the thought about 1inch or Chainlink? People are always asking those questions. And do you see that 1inch and Chainlink is fundamental value, right? I can tell you what I think. Absolutely, I think that Chainlink is fundamental like value, but compared to what? It's all compared to what? And then, or do you have a target for it, right? Strategy first, and then you want to think about where you're trying to get it, where you're trying to go with it, right? Like instead of just going there. I mean, if you're not sure it's a scam, I wouldn't even do it for sure. Like, try to stick with, look, the best way not to lose your money is don't invest in something you don't understand. Think of it as Warren Buffett. Would Warren Buffett buy this? Warren Buffett doesn't buy crypto right now, but that's because he doesn't understand it. But Warren Buffett, when he bought companies, right, he always looked at fundamentals first. If, like, Warren Buffett, when he bought Coca-Cola, hey, why did he buy Coke? He bought Coca-Cola because he saw that Coke was undervalued. And he knew that all he had to do is hold on to it 10 years and he'd make a lot of money from it. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So I just don't get it. Like you guys, one of the things that I see the biggest mistake you guys are making, you're not asking the right question. You're speculating on all these altcoins because you're trying to get rich too fast. And if you're going to speculate like that, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Then what you want to do is take a very small percentage of your portfolio and do that. I just don't do that. I just don't get it. Like, if you don't understand the fundamental value of an asset, why are you even investing in it? I'm not going to answer all those questions that you have about speculation on coins. I just don't think that's my strategy. You want to look at if there's like, and why are you even asking me about these coins, guys? Like, did somebody tell you, yeah, you should buy this, you should buy that? This is like the worst strategy I've ever heard of. All you need to do is somebody is telling you to buy a coin and you jump into it without understanding the fundamental value. I'm not going to do that. So last time I did a lot of technical analysis, and that's important, like entry point, exit point, and there's a lot to learn that, yeah. Yeah. See, here we go again. Your thoughts about da-da-da, right? It's the same thing. I don't think you're getting my point. I don't think you understand strategy. I don't mean to offend you or anything, but why are you asking that question? Let me ask you, put in a comment, what is your strategy? What is your strategy? Okay? What is your strategy? What is your long-term goal? Do you have a goal? Right? Again, asking the same question. What do you think about that? Do you have a long-term goal? If you don't have a long-term goal, psychologically, do you understand that you will never get there? Like, you have to be, like, strategists have clear goals. Exactly where you're trying to get at. Do you want, like, and then once you know what you want, right? Stop asking me about Tron. I'm not teaching that. I'm trying to get you to change your mindset, right? I'm trying to teach you to get out of like, yeah, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? It's all bullshit. When you're thinking that way, this is a wrong question. The right question is, what is my goal? Where am I trying to get at first? And then you want to reverse engineer that. What is the market? Where is the market going? What are some really fundamental coins that I can invest in that will bring me to my goal without losing money? Right, perhaps. And a lot of people do that right now. Like if you go to my comments, they're even using my own like logo. That's not clear enough. You can't just say my goal is to buy more Bitcoin for the future. Like specifically, I mean like, what is your specific, have you ever read a book called Think and Grow Rich? Right? Like the ideal that you have to have a definite purpose, and that means like the exact amount of money you're trying to get at. Like you can't, that's part of the strategy. Like I'm going very basic because I feel that, you know, too many people don't understand that as a strategy. Like when you're rich, you got there because initially you set a goal in your head, and then as a strategy, you're figuring out, you're so obsessed with the goal, not obsessed with the price. Okay, you're obsessed with, I must achieve that goal. I know like when I wanted to become a millionaire, I set a goal to becoming like millionaire, and I would visualize that every day. Now the question is, how do I get there? Right? That was the fastest way to get there. So I don't want you to say my goal is to buy more Bitcoin. That's not clear. It's not specific. It's not a smart goal, right? I want you to think about that more. My trading strategy, I'm trying to invest long term and catch a dip. Well, dip may pass you down. That's what I was saying. Like, how do you know it's not the bottom? See, nobody knows what the bottom is. So that's why we do the triangle, which we showed you in our Telegram group, so that when it breaks that, then, oh, okay. So now already, if we look at the chart, right? Again, I don't 10x. Catch a dip and isolated 10x. I still don't like your goal. I think it could be better. Like where you're really trying to get at. Okay, like this is specific. I mean, you might want to set some, you can have a big goal, but you got to have milestones to get there. Otherwise, you don't feel you can achieve it. If you say, I want to get from $100 to, what is that, 10 million? I can't read that, 1 million. You may want to have some milestone, like $100 into a 10,000. Right? Whatever excites you, and then you play the movie in your head that you're moving along the way, yeah? Let's see what else we got. I'm just reading what you guys are writing because I want to comment on it. when we draw a bull trend line, well, it's not a bull trend line, first of all. Okay, let's go back to this ideal. Don't think of it that way. It's not like that. It's you got to have the right tools to invest. And I know some of them are quite expensive. That's why you follow my channel, so you don't need to buy them. But when we look at the bull market, right, we are looking at this tool. Let's see here if I can fix this. See, sometimes it doesn't work, but it should be working. So we're looking at the logarithmic regression bands, which is a tool to let you know what is the high point. Let me get rid of that. And what is the low point. So trend lines are all based on the low point and the high point. And it's not working right now. Let me refresh. Stamp thing. Okay. Oh, right. Because this is okay. Let's go to BTC instead. Right. As I was saying, let's get rid of that. The big picture first, guys. Right. So you have to have the right tools. Just like a mechanic has the right tools, you need the right tools for trading. So this is one of those tools. It lets you know, like, let's say you're going to go on a journey. It lets you know where you're at. Let's say you're going on a mountain climb, right? That's kind of what we're doing. We're kind of seeing what milestone we're at, right? So, for example, that was one milestone here, right? We had our first like correction. Now is our like big like second one. So we're trying to see where we're going. You can see kind of the pathway where I'm thinking it's going to go, and so that's what I'm using. So I'm using this. It's a complicated mathematic calculation that looks back at all the bull markets, the height and the bottom, and calculates what we can expect. Yeah? Not sure you understand what I just said here. Well, first of all, I think that you have to look at your belief system, what you can and cannot do. Right? Anything is possible if you believe it. Okay, good. So this is how the strategist is going to think, guys. You're going to think, okay, I'm starting with $500. My goal is 1,000, and then go to 10K. Okay, and then long-term 1 million. That's very nice. That's the kind of mindset the strategist is going to have. Now, to get there, realize that you cannot lose your 500, because if you lose it, then you start over. So you got to turn a 500 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 2. You got to compound, right? It's just common sense, guys. Well, if you started 2 days ago, don't be trading with altcoins. Stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's my advice to you. Don't buy altcoins. You know nothing about them, but you're pretty safe trading with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, guys, I do have to go, but which tool? This tool? No, you cannot get this tool. You have to buy it. That's why you follow my channel. This tool, you cannot get it. You have to buy it, and it lets you know. It lets you know where we are in the bull market. But if you follow me, I will keep referring back to this to kind of give you an idea where we are. Okay, so you cannot get this. You have to buy it. Guys, I do have to go, but I hope that helps to kind of listen. I would hate to think that you guys are going to keep asking me the same question. What do you think of that altcoin without a strategy? And, like you want to invest in things that there's real value there. Just my opinion. You can do whatever you want, but, But let me just answer one question before I do go, okay? Because I feel this is important. If we go back to Ethereum, right? And we look at what's going on, right? I'll just clear the thing here. Because a lot of you want to know, should I invest in it now? And again, I just let's go back. Think like a strategist is going to think. If you don't invest in it now, let's say you don't, and it keeps going up, how are you going to feel? I think like that, right? So you have to think, if you don't buy it right now at 15.34 and it goes up, and you did not, how are you going to feel about it? Okay, so there's an upside there. There's no guarantee. A lot of people say, it's going to go down, it's going to correct, this is not the top. How do you know? Nobody knows 100% certainty. So you should have bought it here. I agree with that. But then you have to also think, what is the worst case? You buy it now and then it corrects. How are you going to feel? You're not going to feel good. But can you handle that correction if you have a long-term view? That is the point of a strategist. Because if you cannot take this risk, you're stuck. Because the only trade you can make is a perfect price prediction. A perfect price prediction is not possible. So you're not a fearless trader. Instead, you're really a fearful trader. You're afraid that the price prediction is wrong, that you want somebody to tell you what 100% certainty is going up, right? And you're so much fear that what if they're wrong and then it goes down? You have so much fear. That's not a strategist. And I don't think I'm the right coach or teacher to you if you're going to think like that. I think what you need to look at is that if it does go down, you can handle it because you can keep it. Because you realize that as a strategist, I'm thinking long term and it's going to go up. This is the point. Okay? You're two kind of traders. You're either a fearful trader and you want a perfect price prediction, okay, instead of 80% probability, which makes more sense, okay? And the other kind of trader is a fearful trader and they want 100% certainty. You get what I'm saying? And I feel that a lot of people don't get that point. But anyway, that's just what I see. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Anyway, guys, I do really have to go. I have another meeting to go to, but I hope that helps. Think like a strategist. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so. I do give you good tactics as well for trading. Okay. And a lot of good tools that you may not have access to. So please subscribe to our channel. I did predict that Ethereum would go up. And as we could see, it did go up. Make sure you are following our Telegram channel for free so you can keep getting these good tips. I predicted the crash. I predicted that it would go up. And I've been right very, very, very much. So make sure you follow our channel if you want a second opinion. I think you should always get a second opinion. Do follow other channels, but you should get my opinion as well because I made a lot of money and I continue to make a lot of money based on my trades. Okay, so and it's not just about being right 100% of the time, because if that's what you expect from me, I don't think I can deliver for you, and I don't think anybody can. I don't think anybody can predict 100%. But it's always about being able to handle the worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's how billionaires think. And I want to think like a billionaire so that I can grow my wealth in a way that no one else does. Okay, so I hope that helps. Welcome. All right, see you guys. Really got to go. All right, great. Okay, we'll talk about the rest of the stuff. See you guys. Have a good night. Bye for now.